In this lecture of S2 Business Mathematics, we are focusing on Module 1, Number Sense. We are moving to the next topic, which is combination. So, combination means it is a mathematical technique similar to that of a permutation, which determines the number of possible arrangement in a collection of items. You are given a collection of items and you need to find the number of possible arrangements where the order of the selection does not matter. So order of the selection does not matter is the key point that you have to think in combination. So combination means we do the combination in order to find the number of possible arrangement that can be done for a collection of item and where we don't consider the order of selection. And in combination you can select the item in any order, whereas in permutation we insist on the order should be on this matter. That is the difference between a permutation and a combination. So the general formula of combination is NCR, where permutation we represent with P, in combination we represent it as a letter C. So NCR, that is N factorial by R factorial into N minus R factorial. This is the formula for finding the combination. And NCR means we are given the number of combination of n things. You are given the combination of n things taking place r at a time, that is NCR, and that expression is n factorial by r factorial into n minus r factorial. For example, I have got 5 red balls. I have got 5 red balls. Okay, I need to find the combination of 3 red balls. I need to find a combination of how many 3 red balls combination can be generated from 5 red balls is my question. So how do I do this? So the general instruction means number of combination of n things. Here the n things can be considered as number 5. So NCR can be written as 5. 5 is the number of items taken at how many times are different. So that is 3. So I need to make a combination of 3 red balls. So I have given 5 red balls. Out of 5 red balls I have to take 3 red balls. How many combination of red balls can I make? This is what this expression means. So NCR means 5. From 5 red balls I take 3 red balls. So the combination will be substituting in the formula, that is 5 factorial by R factorial means that is 3 factorial by 5 minus 3 factorial, which is nothing but 5 factorial by 3 factorial into 2 factorial. So what is 5 factorial? That is 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, and 3 factorial is 3 into 2 into 1, and 2 factorial is 2 into 1. So I can cancel 3 into 2 into 1 over here, and I can cancel this 2 with a 4 over here. So I'll get 10. So I can make a combination of 10 with 3 red balls. From out of 5 red balls, I can make a combination of 3 red balls using this formula NCR. So combination is a mathematical technique that determines number of possible arrangements. So I can make a possible arrangements, that is 10 different ways. I can have 3 red balls all together, and here I don't consider the order of selection. I can take the order in any form. Okay, this is what the general part of a combination. Now we are looking on to the properties, some of the properties. Some of the properties of combination is NCN, that is likewise NPN, it was n factorial. Here NCN means it will be 1. Okay, then the second property says that NCR means it's similar to NCN minus R. NCR is similar to NCN minus R. Then the last property is NCR plus NCR plus 1 will be equal to N plus 1 into CR plus 1. So these are the 3 properties that you have come across in the combination. So like in NPN, it was n factorial, NCN it will be 1, and NCR is nothing but NCN minus R, and NCR plus NCR plus 1 will be equal to N plus 1 into CR plus 1. They might ask you some of the questions like that. So you can see in this question it says that if NC8 is equal to NC6, if NC8 is equal to NC6, then you have to find what is NC2. In order to find NC2, what we have to find? We need to find what is NC. So we were given an expression NC8 means it is nothing but NCR. So according to the order property rule number 2, says that NCR is nothing but NCN minus R. Okay, so we can say that NC8 is equal to NC8 will be equal to NCN minus 8. NC8 means it is nothing but NCN minus 8. Okay, so we say that N minus 8 is equal to 6. Okay. So from the rule, it says that NCR is equal to N into CN minus R. Okay. Therefore, NC8 means it is NCN minus 8. We can rewrite NC8 as N into CN minus 8. So I write N minus 8 is equal to 6. So, which implies N is equal to 6 plus 8, which is nothing but 14. So we found what is N. Now what we have to find, what is NC2. Since we got N, we need to find what is NC2. So NC2 means it is 14C2. 14C2 means 14 factorial by 2 factorial into 12 factorial. So that is 14 into 13 into 12 into 11 into 10 into 9 all up to 1 by 2 factorial is just 2. So put 2 as such, and 12 factorial is 12 into 11 into 10 into, which goes up to 1. So we can cancel these 2 terms and we divide the 2 with the 14. So we get 7. So 13 times 7, which is 91. So NC2 means it is 91. Okay, so you were given a question, if NC8 is equal to NC6, then find NC2. So NC8 can be rewritten as NCN minus 8. So whatever we are given in NC8 will be equal to the denominator NCR. So we wrote n minus 8 is equal to 6. So n is equal to 14. So since we found 14, so substituting n in over here, so 14C2, and we got the answer as 91. Okay, such question you can expect in for your university exams as well. There are many questions are being asked in the last year. Okay, now moving on to the next question, which is of example 38. In example 38, it says that in how many ways a committee of 5 members, we need to form a committee of 5 members, and this 5 members consisting of 3 men. So the number of men are given as 3 and 2 ladies. We are given 2 ladies and 3 men. Be selected from. So altogether we have 6 men and 5 ladies. Okay, from 6 men and 5 ladies, you need to generate a committee of 5. Okay, committee of 5, and it should consist of 3 men and 2 ladies. Okay, out of 6 men we need to take 3, as well as out of 5 ladies you need to take 2. Any 2 ladies can be taken. So how do you express that in a combination? So our combination will be in the form. So we need to take 3 men from 6, right? So it is 6C3. Okay. So out of 6 men we are taking only 3. Okay. Into. Then we have 5 ladies. From 5 ladies we need a combination of 2 ladies. So 5C2. Okay, 3 men from 6 can be selected. So it is 6C3. And similarly 2 ladies from 5 can be selected as 5C2. So now putting in the equation, that is 6 factorial by 3 factorial into 6 minus 3 factorial into 5 factorial by 2 factorial into 5 minus 2 factorial. That is nothing but 6 factorial by 3 factorial into 3 factorial into 5 factorial by 2 factorial into 3 factorial. So either you can apply it in the calculator as 6C3 times 5C3, or you can do in this way. So 5 can be cancelled by 3 factorial, and you will get the answer as 4 into 5 over here. 2 factorial is same as 2, so you can cancel and you will get 2 over here. Then 3 factorial, you cancel the 3 factorial with the 6 factorial, so it will be 4 into 5 into 6. Okay, so again 3 factorial means it is 3 into 2 into 1. So you can cancel these 2 with the 6 again. So it is 4 into 5 into 2 into 5. That is 20 into 10. So in 200 ways. Okay, I repeat. You need to generate a committee of 5 members. We are asked to find a committee of 5 members, and you have to select the 5 members from 6 men and 5 ladies. 6 men and 5 ladies. And the 5 members consisting of 3 men and 2 ladies. So 6 out of 6 men we are selecting 3 men, and out of 5 ladies we are selecting only 2. So 6 factorial by 3 factorial into 6 minus 3 factorial times 5 factorial by 2 factorial into 5 minus 2 factorial. Either you can straight away put that in the calculator and get the result, or you can cut short it depending upon this. Hope this is clear for you. Now we are going to another question, which is of example 39, which is a similar question and possible to ask in different form. So there is a question paper, and the question paper has got 12 questions. So altogether the question papers has got 12 questions, and it was divided in as part A and part B. Okay, in a question paper we are given 12 questions. It was divided into part A and part B, and part A consists of 7 questions and part B consists of 5 questions. So the number of questions in part A is 7 and number of questions in part B is given as 5. Okay, and a candidate is required to attempt 8 questions. Okay, candidate should attempt 8 questions. All the candidates are supposed to attempt 8 questions, selecting at least 3 from each part. Selecting at least 3 from each part. So if I am taking, so this is part A and this is part B. If I am taking 3 questions from part A, I should write 5 questions from 8 in order to make a total of 8. Okay, so if I am taking 3 questions from part A, I should have 5 questions from B to get 8 questions. Or if I am doing half and half way, that is, I can take 4 questions from part A and 4 questions from part B, which makes a total 8. Okay, now if I am taking 5 questions from part A, I should have at least 3 questions from part B. Okay, this is also possible. Now, can I consider questions if I am attempting 6 questions from part A? The part B will be 2. But this cannot be considered. Why? Because it mentioned that it should be at least 3 from each part. So this cannot be considered. So we cannot take this as into the condition. It will violate the condition. So I repeat again, if I am dividing the question in the form of A and B, if I am taking 3 questions from A which satisfy that each part I am attempting at least 3 questions. So this is correct. So if I am taking 3 from part A, I should select 5 questions from part B in order to make a total of 8. If I can take 4 questions from part A, I should write 4 questions from part B as well. If I am taking 5 questions from part A, I should get 3 questions from part B. If I am increasing the question 6, if I am taking 6, I can only attempt 2 questions, and it says that each candidate required to attempt 8 questions, not more than 8 questions, and it violates the condition at least 3 from each part. So this cannot be considered. So if I am taking 7 questions from part A, I will get only 1 question from part B, which is also not possible. So the number of possible combinations will be from this. Okay, now how do I make it in the formula? Which implies from 7 questions, part A consists of 7 questions, I can take a combination of 3. Okay, 7 questions, part A consists of 7 questions. From 7 questions, I can take a combination of 3. As well as from part B, it is out of 5 questions, I can attempt all the 5 questions plus then 7 combination of 4 possible times from 5 questions I can attempt 4 questions, that is also possible. Then out of 7 questions I take a combination of 5 times out of 5 questions I take a combination of 3. Now rather than simplifying the whole thing, I'm putting that in a calculator and I'll get the answer as 420 ways. So I'll put the scientific calculator 7C3 times 5C3 5C5, then 7C4 times 5C4, then 7C5 times 5C3. So the main agenda is you have given 12 questions. It is divided into part A and part B. So part A consists of 7 questions and part B consists of 5 questions. And every candidate should attempt 8 questions, selecting at least 3 from each part. At least 3 from maximum 3 questions should be attempted from each part. So I consider the 3 in the first part A. So I should attempt 5 questions from part B. Then only it will make a total of 8. Then in the next case I have 4, which means that at least 3 is satisfied in part A as well as in part B. Then if I am taking 5 questions from part A, I can attempt only 3 questions. If it is 6 means it is 2 only, that violates a condition, so I cannot take this condition. As well as if I am taking 7 and 1, which is not possible either. If I am attempting these possibilities cannot be taken into consider. So we take only the 3 possibilities which is over here. We can only consider these 3 possibilities. So out of 7 questions from part A and 5 questions from part B, we make the combination in the form, and which gives an answer 420 ways. So combination can be considered as a possible arrangement, in collection of items where the order of the selection doesn't matter at all. You can select the item in any order. It doesn't specify in this order usually. And the general formula is NCR, that is n factorial by n factorial by r factorial into n minus r factorial. So number of n things in r at a time can be expressed as NCR, that is n factorial by r factorial into n minus r factorial. Hope this is clear for you. Thank you.